My name is Ammon Akins, and I will be showing you a demonstration on chess tips and tricks. I'll be scrolling through it with this mouse. Chess tips and tricks. The best strategy to beat your friends every single time. Why chess? Well, chess is a really fun game, and it can make you look a lot smarter when you're around everyone else. Also, it's fun to sit down and play a good game of chess against your friend and sometimes win. I got into chess personally because of my brother. He got into chess for a minute and he got really good at it, and it was so interesting to watch him talk to his peers about it. Introduction to chess. I can imagine a lot of you have played chess before, but here's a quick reminder on the rules. Here is how the chessboard is laid out at the beginning of the game, and here's what each piece does. The rook, as we call this piece, can move in straight lines as far as it wants. The king can move in any direction, one space. The knight can move forward to and to the left or right to in any direction. The queen can move in any direction as far as it wants. And the bishop can move in diagonals as far as it wants. And the pawn is a little bit different. On its first move, it can move 2 spaces, otherwise it can only move 1. And it attacks differently than it moves. It attacks in diagonals to the side, instead of just straightforward. Chess point system. And you may say, there's no chess point system, and you'd be right. But there is a good way to check if you're winning or if you need to make a move. Point value of chess pieces. The pawn is worth 1 point, the rook is worth 5 points, the knight is worth 3 points, the bishop is worth 3 points, and the queen is worth 9 points. These point values show how important a piece is and if you're winning. And the king is worth infinite points because once you lose your king, you lose. SWOT examples. What is SWOT? SWOT is a good way to evaluate each of your moves and your opponent's moves to see if you're making the right decision. Right now, I'm going to show you some of your moves. We're going to evaluate your moves, the strengths and weaknesses of your moves. Let me show you 2 examples on your move, and we'll evaluate it with the strengths and weaknesses and see if it's a strong move. Move 1, strength. This is how the board looks right now, and we're looking to move our pawn to D3. D3 is the letters and numbers at the bottom and where they come together. You're looking to move your pawn to D3. What are the strengths of this move? What are you gaining from this move? Well, by moving forward, you're protecting this pawn and attacking this space. Also, you've opened up room for this bishop to attack. What are the weaknesses of this move? What are you taking away from yourself by doing this move? Well, number 1, you're not defending or attacking either of these spaces anymore. Also, you've blocked off this bishop's attack. Now, we're going to look at a second move and see its strengths. Here's the board right now, and we're moving our bishop to B2. Okay. What are the strengths of this move? Well, we're protecting this knight. Also, we're double protecting this rook that was previously not protected before. And we've opened up our opportunity for this long attack down the middle if we just move our knight once. What are the weaknesses of this move? What are we taking away from ourselves by doing this move? Well, we're not protecting this pawn anymore, but it was already heavily defended, as you can see. So, which move would you do? You pick. Evaluating your opponent's moves. Now we're going to be focusing on opportunities and threat for your opponent. I'll show you one example. Threats. What are the threats of your opponent's move? What is it doing? So, here's the board right now. It's a different example. And our opponent moves their pawn forward 1. What are the threats of this move? Well, he's not attacking these 2 squares anymore, but now he's attacking our knight and our pawn. Not very good. Well, but what are the opportunities that this move has opened up for us? Well, let's see. Have they opened anything up? Yes, this pawn is a little bit more exposed. Can we attack it? Absolutely. Right there, we have an attack straight on that pawn. And when we do that move, we put them in check, and we're killing this rook. So when they move their queen, we kill the rook. And this shows one important principle: ignoring the threat. Sometimes you get too stuck up on this one threat, and you don't look around for better opportunities that could ignore that threat. Chess opening strategy. Now that I've showed you what to do for every move, let me show you some strategy for just the opening and how to get it started. So these 4 squares in the middle are known as our super squares. When any piece is in the middle right there, it all of a sudden becomes more powerful because it can attack in a more wide variety of areas, such as this knight. When this knight is in the middle, it can attack. Sorry, my computer's kind of slow. It can attack up to 8 pieces, but let's say the knight's right here. This one can only attack 4 spaces, making it a much less effective move. What to start with? This may look complicated, but it's pretty simple. You want to start by controlling the middle, these 4 spaces, with your pawns. You want to start with that. Then you want to pull out your knights to have control, and we're pulling them to the middle, as you can see, to have more area of effect. And then we pull out our bishops. King safety. This is the next step in your opening strategy. So your king is your most important piece, as we know, because once it dies, you lose. So what is the best way to protect the king? You protect it by castling. What's castling? If you haven't played chess before, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Castling is when all the pieces are removed from in between the king and the rook, or on this side, on either side. And how to castle? Well, you move your queen 2 to the right, like this. Then you move your rook right over your queen. This kind of protects your queen, your king, and puts it in this castle-like thing. So that's the best way to protect your king. Where to get a chessboard? So if you just want to get started, it's really easy to find a chessboard. I went on Amazon and found this great chessboard for about, I found this great chessboard for about $12. It's magnetic, it's fold up, it's great. But if you don't want to actually spend any money, you can just use phone apps. I mean, you could use the internet. Just search up chess board and you can play against your friends, online or in person. Resources. Let me show you. Now, I've taught you a lot of things about chess, but there's still a billion more things to learn and so many people that want to help you. Like on YouTube, there are so many YouTube videos about chess and just such a large community that wants to help you. Chess apps. These apps can give you quick puzzles every day to get your mind going about chess and get you thinking. And the chess community. I can bet you have one friend or family member who wants to play chess with you really bad. And there are so many chess clubs everywhere in all the schools and just all over the place. The end. Okay, any questions from our audience?
Why, yes, I have a question.
Yes.
So, you gave us 2 examples of chess moves, and you asked us which one is better. In your opinion, which of those 2 moves is better and why?
Personally, I think the second move is better because there is just more strengths and really only that one weakness that didn't really affect it that much. And the second move just didn't make as much sense. Any other questions?
Yes. Why, in fact, I have one more question. What online websites would you suggest I use to play chess?
Well, there's so many. There's cool math games. That's a pretty fun one, and if you and your friend both get on two computers, you can verse each other, or you can just verse each other on one computer. Also, you bring up another thing about resources. I got a lot of these videos and pieces from these two YouTube channels, one on Howcast and one Chess Talks. Both of these gave me these great examples and these great ideas on how to play chess. Because originally, I'm not really a chess master. I'm kind of a beginner. That's it. Thank you.